Today, it's May 30th, and we're going to mix up the video and written posts on Facebook, the daily posts on Facebook. Because it's the weekend, Words for the Wind will be coming later. I'm not so sure if it'll be video or written. Apparently, people liked the video yesterday, but just some further little housekeeping or informative bits. If you're not a registered member of our parish, you're not going to get a letter from me early this week that I spoke of yesterday. But you're certainly welcome to attend Mass, but we need to know that you want to come. So you can call 865-8956 and leave a message in our general mailbox, your name, your telephone number, and email address if you have one, and the number of people who would be joining you for Mass, and we'll include you in the process of preparing attendance, and you'll be called. But remember, as far as we know for the near future, we'll invite you to come to a specific Mass on a specific day. We're not yet, and I'm not sure when we will be, opening the doors for anybody who wants to come, as has been our practice and custom in the past, but we'll do the best that we can to take care of you. Tomorrow is Pentecost Sunday, so this is Pentecost weekend. Tomorrow we would be celebrating the sacrament of confirmation with our ninth graders. However, that's been delayed or postponed or deferred. I'm not sure. There's some process in the works. I think we get lots of communications from the diocese, and there some process to try and resume having Bishop McClory come and confirm our young people, but we'll see how that unfolds. Pentecost itself is there's not a lot of clarity in what that means. The gospel for this year has Jesus in the upper room where the disciples are with the doors locked and so on, and it's all on the same day. Everything happens in John's gospel, as in the other gospels as well, on the same day, Easter, whatever that day, the day of the resurrection. It's all on the same day. And but Pentecost was a feast in Judaism, again, that had multiple traditions and meanings and so on. Roughly, it corresponded to 50 days after the celebration of the Feast of Passover. But it was mixed in with spring and the return of vegetation and the return of the possibility of grapes and wine and wheat and so on. So it was kind of an agricultural feast. In many places, it became equivalent to our Memorial Day, the beginning of the summer weekends and summer holidays and stuff. In the teaching of the Catholic Church, it's been many things. You know, we make a big deal out of it being the birthday of the church. I'm not so sure how that works. And some parishes used to haul out birthday cakes and that stuff, but that, I don't know where that came from really. And then we talk about the sacrament of confirmation as, giving the Spirit, or on Pentecost Sunday, the Spirit comes. Well, when we're baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And so I don't know that that the Spirit is something that is doled out piecemeal. And then even further than that, you go back to Genesis, and the Spirit hovered over this vast abyss, and everything that was came to be through the Word, the Spirit in the Word. And so our theology of Holy Spirit has largely been neglected, at least in my opinion. And so we've tried to turn it into a whole lot of things. Most recently, it's been about the sacrament of confirmation. And again, I was confirmed in the third grade. In many countries, people are confirmed when they're baptized as infants. It was only in the 60s in this country that they kind of moved confirmation to 8th grade to try and, in my opinion, keep Catholic schools afloat. So they'd keep the kid longer, and because they would hold off confirmation, and then confirmation became something like a graduation, and then we tried to say, well, you're becoming an adult in the church, when you get confirmed, well, we don't want 13 or 14-year-olds making decisions about adult things in other areas. We don't want them making decisions about alcohol and sex and ownership and those sorts of things. So I'm not so sure how believable this confirmation and maturity and you're affirming the faith for yourself is, but that's what they've sold, and I've sold too. I mean, that's just what we did. But I'm not so sure that there's any real basis in that. And then in the current time, or at least in recent years, the need to be confirmed has been linked to getting married in the church. To me, it's more harassment than anything, and especially if you're going to say that you got to be confirmed to get married, well, then you need to offer people the way to get confirmed. You know, if they didn't get confirmed when they're 13 and they want to get married when they're 25 or 30 or something, they haven't been confirmed, well, you ought to provide them the way to get confirmed. Not just say, you know, like what happens frequently, people will call and say, you know, I need to get confirmed so I can get married. Can I get confirmed in your place? So we have, every year we have people, adults, that I just throw in at the end of the line just so they can fulfill that requirement. I don't know what it means to them, but that's what's happened. I don't think Jesus ever intended his grace to be something that was a source of harassment or pain or inconvenience or exclusion, or I just don't think that's there. I mean, we do it because we are inclined to sometimes be not as kind and loving as we would like to think we are, and certainly these days are not always kind. These nights are not always kind. There's a great deal of pain in this country, we know, in the immediate present because of the death of the man in Minneapolis, and you know, it's just a lot of pain, and I just don't think that the church should be in the business of handing on pain. I think we need to be in the business of trying to alleviate pain as best we can. Yesterday I was with some people in a extended outdoor visit talking about our food pantry and whether we'll be able to resume, and because we serve a lunch to our clients and the volunteers that work, a lavish, wonderful lunch that volunteers have prepared now for several years, and it's a buffet, and the question was, will we be able to do that again? And I said, I don't know, probably not. I mean, I just don't know how that is going to work. And one of the women very confidently said, we just got to get creative. If we can't have a buffet, we can make box lunches. And if we can't have people come inside the hall, we can take the stuff outside the hall, and so on. And so those are all the kinds of things that remain to be seen. But I think, you know, that our parish is going to struggle to be kind. Not that we don't want to, but to find ways to creatively engage with people in these days of great pain and anguish and an increasing amount of anger that's just not going to bode well for so many people. And, you know, we don't understand. We don't walk in other people's shoes. Life is not fair. It hasn't been fair. There are some systems that we all contribute to that are essentially unfair, and they perpetuate inequalities. Maybe we can change that a little bit. Take care, and peace be with you.